eating the dogs. They're eating the cats. They're eating the pets. This is what's happening in our country.
While Trump is focused on that, Kamala Harris is focused on you.
It is important that we move forward and address the needs of the American people, address the housing shortage, support our small businesses, address bringing down the price of groceries. And I pledge to you that I will.
That FF PAC ad is looking to use Donald Trump's hateful obsession with Haitians to remind folks of what he's still focused on. So while he's relying on the reality of that lie that they keep telling, the Harris camp is asking for another debate to see if she can get more outbursts from him. They've got static and mobile billboards going up to push the Trump is a chicken message, and he's not really helping his case against it.
And they would like, just announced a little while ago as I was coming off the plane, they would like to do another debate. Although, good entertainment value. A lot of people say, oh, do it, it's great entertainment. I've already done two. One with Crooked Joe Biden at CNN, and the other one with Kamala on ABC. CNN was very fair, I thought. Joe was driven out of the race. It was a coup, by the way, but he was driven out of the race. ABC was 3-on-1, but I was given credit for having done a very, very good job. I appreciate that. We did a great job. It was 3-on-1. The problem with another debate is that it's just too late. Voting has already started. She's had her chance to do it with Fox. You know, Fox invited us on, and I waited, and they turned it down.
He's got these supporters all over the place after this debate. They boo the idea of another one and then go straight to bragging about how great he did, only to then deny another one because it's just too late. He tossed that excuse out so quick that he forgot he has a running mate with the debate upcoming too.
My question for you is, Trump says it's too late to debate because voting has already started and it's bad for America. You're set to debate Walz on Tuesday. Does that mean your debate is bad for America?
Well, look, first of all, the president already did a debate, and I thought he did a hell of a job. How did you guys think he did?
You know, so much to tell J.D. Vance that this regularity of his crowd being too scared to hear him answer a question isn't a flex. It makes him look like he needs protection from the media.
Philadelphia. Senator Vance, what's your message to Pennsylvania voters on abortion? Has your opinion changed? Do you think there should be a national ban? Or should it be left up to the states?
Look, it's okay. It's all right. It's all right.
I just wanted to ask you, last weekend, you talked about creating stories so the media pays attention to American people's suffering. But when those stories... Are you saying those things because you're really just trying to gin up the base? Or are you... and I guess my question is, are you guys... still really trying to win over voters that might not already be...
Look, what? Well, that's my first response to the question is boo. That's exactly what we're doing here.
But back to Trump and how he's running from this debate. His last excuse was about Harris not wanting to do it on Fox. But Brett Baer fact-checked him on that quicker than ABC News did.
She's had her chance to do it with Fox. You know, Fox invited us on, and I waited, and they turned it down.
The latest is, I actually believe, this is me talking, that the Harris campaign would do a Fox debate. It's the former president has come to the conclusion that there really shouldn't be another debate. Now, his reasoning... don't know. I always thought that it would be like a bug zapper in the backyard for the former president, and that he couldn't get away from the light of 70 million viewers, and that he would have to eventually, just knowing him, do it if it was on Fox and something he could agree to. I'm getting the sense from him in the campaign that they are moving past it, and they really the holdup is not the Harris campaign and Fox. It is the former president.
Damn. he's got Bret Baier calling him out for trying to blame the Harris camp for the rejection of a Fox debate. He likes to go after people, but never expects them to call him out later. Remember when he not only requested a debate on Fox, but also demanded his favorite hosts moderate it?
One is October 9th in Arizona.
Well, I wouldn't want to have Martha and Brett. I'd love to have somebody else other than Martha and Brett. I'd love to have, frankly, Sean or Jesse or Laura, somebody else. Let's give other people a shot. But I didn't think Martha and Brett were good last night.
So now that he's been exposed to even be running from Fox News, people are seeing more and more why he sticks with debunked claims rather than his proposals like this.
I've spoken with some economists about your proposal for tariffs, and they say they don't see how it will not make items cost more in the United States.
They'll approve it. They'll approve it. And number one, I don't need them. I don't need Congress, but they'll approve it. I'll have the right to impose them myself if they don't. I'd rather get their support. The ones that understand business all support it. I think David would be a very big supporter of the tariffs because you understand what's happening, right? David's a great business person, led a great company. No, the ones that understand business, they understand.
The question was about economists screaming that his tariff plan will increase costs for consumers, and then he went into declaring that he doesn't need Congress to impose them because the most important thing to him is his dream of doing whatever the hell he wants, even when it's been proven to be a bad idea. He doesn't care that tariffs would increase costs dramatically. He thinks barking that he'll do it will scare companies into obeying him. First company up for attack, though, is John Deere.
Behind me, John Deere tractors. I know a lot about John Deere. I love the company. But as you know, they've announced a few days ago that they're going to move a lot of their manufacturing business to Mexico. I'm just notifying John Deere right now. If you do that, we're putting a 200% tariff on everything that you want to sell into the United States, so that if I win, John Deere is going to be paying a 200%. They haven't started it yet. Maybe they haven't even made the final decision yet, but I think they have. John Deere is going to, and anybody else that does this, because it's hurting our farmers, it's hurting our manufacturing. And if you do that, you're going to have a 200% tariff put on the product that you make in Mexico. And you know what's going to happen? They're going to announce very shortly, if they think I'm going to win, or if I do win, they're going to announce that they're not going to build in Mexico.
John Deere responded with the details that Trump probably never looked into, which caused him to react quickly and lash out publicly, which used to be a negative characteristic in a presidential candidate. In both fiscal year 23 and fiscal year 24, less than 5% of U.S. sales were manufactured in Mexico. More than 75% of sales in the U.S. are manufactured in the U.S. We're not moving production to Mexico, as continues to be reported. Instead, we've strategically leveraged our footprint in Mexico for cab production. We've had a presence in Mexico since 1952. It is not unusual for Deere to consider any number of factors when it comes to leveraging our global footprint. Layoffs this fiscal year were due to the weakening farm economy in 2024 and a reduction in customer orders for our equipment. In other words, they're trying to keep making money while they lay off workers. But instead of looking to find ways to limit these types of moves in a country that promotes this kind of capitalism, Trump thinks that threats of 200% tariffs will just work fine.
Former President Trump has proposed a 200% tariff on John Deere tractors if they're made in Mexico. Are you concerned that some of these tariff proposals by the GOP nominee could drive up costs for consumers or hurt bourbon exporters in Kentucky, for example?
Yeah, I'm not a fan of tariffs. They raise the prices for American consumers. I'm more of a free trade kind of Republican that remembers how many jobs are created by the exports that we engage in. So I'm not a tariff fan.
Mitch McConnell's another Republican on his way out of the Senate, and now he's politically free of punishment and ridicule from Trump. He's more willing to state the obvious facts that everyone can already see. But still, it might not be a good sign that Trump has the minority leader turning on him, while stock market news pleases them, and other rich people are openly talking about just how inept he is on all this.
We're in record territory. The Dow and the S&P 500 closing in uncharted territory yesterday, with the Dow seeing its 31st record close of the year at 42,208 at 4 o'clock on Wall Street. That was up 83 points. The S&P 500 recording its 41st record close of the year, sitting at 5732 right now on the S&P. That's up 50. 15 yesterday, and the NASDAQ was up 100 points.
I look at the Harris campaign as a company, and Kamala is the CEO, right? She's had, what, 45 days, 60 days to build an entire organization. And you look at the results. She went from negative favorability ratings. She went from recognition being relatively low. She went from being way behind in every single poll you looked at. And now look where she's at. Worst case, she's tied, and in many cases, she's ahead. When you're able to turn around a battleship like a presidential campaign and go from being way behind to tied or ahead, you're doing a lot right. And on the flip side, if you had what seemed like an insurmountable lead, and now you've given up that entire lead to another CEO, you're getting fired.